Hello everyone, Voidor Studios here, and I think it's been a really long time since we did a painting tutorial. So let's do one. And today's subject is going to be the Sylvaneth, the woodland creatures of the homes of Age of Sigmar, who are, as you can probably tell, are a little bit on the vicious side when it comes to their environmental program. First, let's start ourselves with a base coat. Keep it nice and thin. After all, this is what all the rest of our tree colours are going to go on top of, till you end up with something like that. Wait for this fella to dry, because this is going to be your base coat for the rest of your dryads. I say fella, it's a lady. Well, genderless. I guess it's well, trees. Trees have genders, right? Pretty sure they do. Afterwards, once that's dry, we're going to pop in some Mornfang Brown. And we're just going to kind of just dry brush over the raised areas, just to give it that little bit more pop. Just make it stand out a little bit more. So use a dry brush. Make sure you've got as little paint on the brush as possible. And then you're just kind of going to dab over the high spots. The idea being that these will be the points where the tree's likely to be lighter anyway, because it catches the light. And hopefully that will make it pop just that little bit more. A little bit too much on the face. But you can see the gist of what I'm getting at. You get the raised areas are that much brighter. I can always wash it again to send it back. Just gives it more shades, more different texture coming out because of that. And now we are done with our dry brushing for the moment. It's time for some shades. Doesn't matter too much how much you get on the brush, but enough so that you can cover the model. You know that thing where I claimed in my first video I'm not a professional painter? Well, I stand by it. 110% stand by it. I'm not a professional. But if you want to get your trees painted quickly, then this should be the fastest way to do it. Well, one of the fastest ways to do it, at least. Give it a nice covering all over, because that will bring some depth to the model. Sorry, the light in here isn't quite ideal. I think I need to get a lamp or something. Ah, the phone light. That works a bit better. Here we have our Dryad. Now that he's dry, we can paint some eyes. Put a teeny tiny bit on the brush. Like I said, smaller the brush the better. See if I can get this looking good live, shall we? Oh, nearly. Not bad though. It's not bad. We can always tidy that up later. Took me a couple goes, but the reason I have kept it around the outer edge as well is the middle's going to have a white dot in it. And I'll put a little wash in the eyes so it looks like they're glowing. At least that's the hope. Now, I think we need to start dealing with that skull, as well as her teeth. I think we need to do something about those. Some good old shabby bone for the teeth and skull, I think. And it should blend into the wood relatively well. So you have something a little bit like this, where we have our skeletal friend painted up there. We'll wash to hide most of those bits again. It's amazing how nice washes will hide things. And I'm wanting some nice looking leaves, because I think mine will be based on the heartwood grove. So we'll start off with some Caliban green, and then we will highlight it with some moot green. Pretty straightforward stuff, really. Relatively speaking, at least. Let's get you in focus. Just find all the leaves and pick them out. As you can see, we've picked out all of our leaves using the Caliban green. Now to go over them with the moot. We pick out our leaf. Just along the edges. It's almost like a dry brush, really. Just going along the edges of each leaf, picking them out. Using the moot green to make them pop just a little bit more. Isn't that lovely? Found a couple more leaves on the chest. I think I'll paint that skirt a slightly different colour just to make it pop. Just to make it a bit different from the rest. Thank you, Scrag Brown. There we go. The skirt just makes it a little bit more, differentiates from the rest of the body. I might just briefly brush over this with the whole thing with Scrag Brown, but just the very, very edges. How about that? Makes it pop a little bit more. I went over the jaws. Might have been a mistake. But I think we're ready to do a few more washes. I reckon some Agrax Earthshade is in order for that skull. And around the leaves, around the face. A little bit of a blue wash for the eyes. And then I'll put a little white dot in the centre. And there we have it, everybody. A very simple, very quick Dryad colour scheme. I'll put a little dot of white into the Dryad's eyes, just so that they pop just that little bit more. But on top of the leaves, I just put a little bit of the orc flesh wash, like a drop for each leaf. And for the eyes, around where they were painted white, I put in the contrast Tarsal blue. And finally, let's do that center eye dot. Let's do this live on camera, and then it's finished, is it not? Ooh, come on, let's see if I can do this. With my oh so steady hands. Dots are a pain in the bum. The good news is I can always use a little bit of the Tarsal blue just to bring it back. There we are. I think I'm going to call that done for now. That is a very rapid, very quick way of painting your dryads. I hope you've enjoyed that little tutorial, and I hope you found it useful. I apologise for the lighting situation. I now know I need to fix that when I start trying to make more videos. Let me know if you'd like to see any other painting tutorials, anything that's quick, relatively straightforward, and will hopefully get you painting your armies faster. If this guy can do it, you can do it too. Until then, take care, everyone.